What's up, guys? Welcome to my Sunday swings video. So I am Emmanuel and I trade the set and forget strategy, right? And let's get right into it. So today I have 8 pairs ready for you guys, right? I have 8 pairs ready for you guys. So let's get right straight into it, right? So if I go to the 3 months time frame, you can see that this market has been basically consolidating around this point right here, right? Let's go to the monthly. So guys, I don't have I don't have specific time frames I use. I just like to see the market for what it is currently presenting, right? I want to see the price action. That is what I do, right? I want to see the price action. I want to see the big picture. I want to see what is going on. That is why I go to the height. I use the 12 months also, right? Because I want to know where price is at, right? So now let's go to the monthly. The monthly time frame is also consolidating, but it is bullish. But right now we're in a consolidation that could give us a breakout to continue to the upside, right? Now the weekly time frame is also consolidating. Now, most of you would be like, why is this guy saying the market is consolidating? Now I'm going to go to other JPY pairs and tell you why it's consolidating. Okay, let me just do that now. So I think we've reached a level. No, I think we've reached a level where we have fulfilled a higher time frame structure, right? You can see, and you can see there's a higher low point right here. You can see this point right here is a point where the market can form a potential higher low. That's why you're seeing the market inside this place just doing what I don't know, right? And you can see the same thing with uh you can see the same thing with CHF JPY, right? So it's just basically consolidating. That's what it's doing, right? So let's go to the monthly time frame. For the past, that's what for the past one, two, three, 3 times 3, that is 9. For the past 9 months, this pair has not moved in a way that is supposed to move, right? It's just basically consolidating and it's understandable, right? Looking for what I showed you on GBP just now, right? So the weekly time frame. So you're not going to do yourself good if you're trying to analyze the trend here, because look, when the market comes here, it rallies to the upside. When it comes here, it rallies to the downside. When it comes here, it rallies to the upside. What is going to happen next? A rally to the downside. It is a possibility, right? The market might not respect trend inside this place, right? So right now we can see that this market is basically consolidating. So what is likely to happen next? What is likely is that the market can move from here to this down point. And if you notice, there's a structure point right here. There's a structure point. Let me increase my screen. So 1 second, 1 second. Oh, sorry guys, just 1 second. I don't want this video to be too long. So you can see that whenever we're here, we head to the upside. Whenever we're here, we head to the downside. Whenever we're here, we head to the upside. Right? Now you can see that there's a structure point right here and there's a structure point right here. Now, what we try to do with technical analysis is we try to make sense of market information, right? We try to make sense of market information using the data that we are being presented with. The data you are being presented with is called price action, or we can call it market information. That's the data we've been presented with. You can call it price action, you can call it market information or market condition. That is the data we are being presented with. We are now to confront this data to determine the most likely possibility that the market could do in the coming moment based on the pattern that our strategy or edge identifies, right? So right now you can see that this weekly candlestick, closed as what? An indecision candlestick. Now, one thing with Setandforget strategy is with an indecision candlestick, the market can either close to the upside or close to the downside. It can fill the wick to the downside or fill the wick to the upside. Now, look at the previous candlestick. What happened here? We had what? We had the market could fill to the upside or fill to the downside. What did it do? It filled to the downside and still created something similar to this, right? It filled to the downside but still created something similar to this. So for next week, we can expect, for this week, the market has already opened, right? The market can do the same thing it did here. You can see it's already forming something like that, right? It can do the same thing it did here. It can fill down and fill. It can create an indecision candlestick, a weekly indecision candlestick also. Why? Because you can see that there is analysis for buy and there's analysis for sell. Now let me show you the analysis for sell. So right now we're at this structure point. We are currently at this structure point, and it seems the market is going to be respecting it, right? Now, keep in mind we can fill up or fill down. Now, why do I say we can fill the wick to the downside? Now let's go to the daily time frame. The daily time frame is currently bearish. This is the higher low, this is the lower high, and this is the lower low, right? And this is the structure point where we can have the reaction to take the trade to the downside, where it now aligns around this point for us to take an entry to the upside, right? Now, now, all these things we are doing, we're just trying to make sense of market information. So just stick with me, okay? So, what do we do for this pair? So you can see the daily time frame is currently bearish. The 4 hour is currently uh bearish also, because I'm not going to count this as structure. I'm not going to count this as structure. Okay, and the 2 hour is bullish, right? But right now we have the daily time frame and the 4 hour time frame in sync, and you can see the market is giving us double wick rejections around this area right here. That's tell you there's a possibility that we might have this, right? So last week I drew this line. I was not looking to take any buy because I knew what the market was. I knew that the market had to take a pullback, but I was not willing to take a buy because I know the buy might, that's a big might be short-lived, right? The buy might be short-lived, right? So we can see the market is giving us double week rejections around this point. So we can expect that the market is going to feel is going to create a lower low, right? But keep in mind that anything anything in between this point, just know the market is still bearish, right? Anything above or the market closes above the daily candlestick for tomorrow, for today, sorry, closes above this point right here, this structure point closes above right here, then we know that, okay, it is now bullish. But keep in mind that the consolidation is more powerful, right? Or there's a consolidation in play. So you should know how to take your trades and set realistic targets, right? So that's basically it for CHFJPY. That's it for CHFJPY. So when are we going to be willing to take a trade? You can see this market made a structural pullback into this point right here, and basically we're consolidating right now. What I would say we should expect is that if If we are in session by London session, then when we are in session by London session, then we should be looking for a potential bearish engulfing around this point. That's when we're in session. A potential bearish engulfing, evening star, or a tree inside down to take the trade to the downside, right? And this is going to be our target. It's going to be something like this. It's going to be something like this, right? So these are this is the potential profit we have to make in this market, right? Regard That's if it does what I'm saying it's going to do right now. There's a probability that it's going to trade to the downside, or you can wait for the break and retest on this consolidation and take it on the retest of the consolidation, right? So when the market is giving you two possibilities, right, telling you that it could go up or go down, then what you want to do is you want to just let the market breathe and give you more price action. Don't try to force trades, right? Just allow it breathe and allow it to give you a lot of price action around here till one of the odds of one of those possibilities is greatly diminished. Then you now know that okay, there's a higher probability of this of it filling down than it filling up, right? So just give the market time to just give you price action and see what the market is doing. Try to make sense of the information and then you take your trade. Now let's go to USDCHF. For USDCHF, there was a trade right here last week. There was a trade right here last week. The market, so you can see the market was in a consolidation. It broke down and it still broke up, and then the market is now currently above this point, which means the daily time frame is bullish, right? The daily time frame is bullish. The daily time frame is bullish, right? And this is the higher low point. You can see how this candlestick closed. This candlestick closed as a doji, right? And we can expect that this week is going to fill it up. And when we fill it up, we're coming to fulfill this area of interest on, I think, the weekly time frame, right? On the weekly time frame, we're coming to fulfill this area of interest on the weekly time frame. And you can also see the weekly time frame. Last week candlestick closed with a week, which means this week can fill this week and come to fulfill this technical level right around here. Okay, so daily time frame currently bullish, right? So that is the trade. It's currently playing out, currently bullish. Okay, so there's also going to be trade update. So you want to click the link in the description and go to the Telegram community, because that's where I'm going to be posting the trade updates, or I could do it as YouTube shorts, right? I could do it as YouTube short. So you can see the market right here is basically bearish. Just give this market some time to just give you some price action around here, or you wait for a higher time frame candlestick closure to take the trade. That is USDCHF. And when we fulfill this level, we can now target the bigger trade, which is going to take us to this structure point right around here, right around here, right? The structure point right here, right? It's a structure point right around here. I think it's on the monthly, right? You get the point. Let me not waste time on that. Let's just go to the next pair. Get a point. So let's go to USD card. So USD card is currently rejecting this area of interest right now. You can see the weekly time frame of last week closed as a doji, right? And this is your candlestick. You can see what are trying to fill it to the upside right now. And we're currently bearish. but we can take the trade to this point right here. We can take a trade from here to this point right here. The daily time frame is currently bullish, right? It's currently bullish. You can see it right here. The market was making lower high is lower low, lower high is lower low, higher high. This is a higher low that has basically um held. This is a higher low that's basically held, and the market is currently trying to make a higher high, right? So just look for how you're going to join the trend. Let's see. Okay. So this trade is currently consolidating around this point, which means it's a strong area of interest. So what you're going to try to do is to take a trade around this point right here, because this is a definition of what is low, because this is the current market condition, and the traders on this time frame believe this to be low, that's why they are buying, and they believe this to be high, that's why they are selling, right? So this is basically a consolidation. So what you are going to try to do is to take the trade from here and just watch price action around this point. Be careful around this point, but we're going to be targeting a break of that structure point right here, right? That a break of this point right here. So let's be seeing that's USD card. Let's go to, so guys, this is my first Sunday swings, so don't mind me. I'm going to work on giving you guys banger Sunday swings as from next week. This is my first one, so I might make some mistakes. Just tell me what you think in the comment section and like this video. Of course, if you like it, you can like it, right? So the 4 hour time frame for Euro AUD as currently is currently bearish. The daily time frame is bearish, but I don't feel comfortable with this break. I think if you're having a break, we should have a strong break, not a break that, not a break with an indecision candle. We should be having a break with a full-on Marabozu, right? That closes like this. So we know that okay, this market knows it wants to go down, right? Not the indecision we are currently being faced with in this time frame, right? So wait for a strong break on the daily time frame, then you wait for the week retest, the retest of the candlestick week, and then we take the trade to the downside. That's Euro AUD. And then GBP NZD. So you can see that this market on the 3 months time frame, you can see, okay, let's go to monthly time frame. You can see that this market is basically making higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? And you can see there's a structure point right here that could be fulfilled with this higher high, this higher high, higher low format, right? So you can see the monthly is bullish, the weekly is bearish, right? The weekly time frame is currently bearish. This is the structure point. This is the structure point right here. You can see the market created a lower low, right? But keep in mind the monthly is bullish. So we might see some hesitation around this point, whether the market wants to buy or sell. We are not going to be knowing for some time, because this market is basically okay. Let's go to the daily time frame. The daily time frame is currently um bearish. So daily bearish, weekly bearish. We have a trend, guys. So we could see a potential drop from this point to the downside, right? And make the screen bigger. Mhm. And then the 4 hour time frame is currently bullish. So guys, what I'm going to advise you to do is, you can see the chaos happening right here. The market is just basically consolidating. That's to tell you that the market does not know where it wants to go to right now. It's just loading up. right? So you don't know whether I want to go down or go up. So just give the market some time. You can see the chaos happening right around here. Weak and inconsistent support and resistances. You can see it. The market is making higher highs, higher lows. It does not even know what it wants to do or where it wants to go, right? So just give this market some time and allow it to decide on a very clear direction. When it does that, then we can now take the trade. However, you can see that the daily time frame is creating a potential double bottom right around here, right? So let's see what happens. And then NZDJPY. So this pair in particular, I was not interested in selling it from this point, as you guys were thinking last week, because of this and because of what I showed you guys on GBP a while earlier, right? So I'm not comfortable selling this pair. Look at what we're having here. I'm not comfortable selling it, right? So if you want to sell, you can sell, but I'm not comfortable selling it as of now. I'm just going to give it time. It's better to buy right now than to even sell, right? It's better to buy than to sell. Look at the rejection, guys. Man. And of course, you have to follow the trend and you have to stop following it. You have to follow the trend until it bends. Right now, it has not bent, but just keep in mind what I showed you right now and just try to decide what you are going to do. You're trying to sell here last week. I would have tried to buy. You go to GPJPY, same thing, right? Caught this trade last week and went perfectly to take profit. USDJPY caught this trade also. You can see the weekly time frame is currently consolidating. This is the point at which the market this is what traders believe as low currently, and this is what they believe as high. When the market gets to a point where price is perceived to be low, what do you think happens? We buy. When it gets to a place where traders perceive it to be high, what do? We sell. So that's what this market is currently doing right now. Okay. So we can see potential. We can see the market create a wick to the downside. Okay, I think it has done that already. It has created a wick to the downside to this structure point. And the next thing we are now expecting is for the market to fill the wick to the upside and just keep trending till we get to this point. However, I'm going to cut my profit somewhere around this point right here. That is USDJPY. So that's the 8 pairs we have for this week. Um, so let's see what happens for this week, and that should be that. Set and forget your way to success, guys. Answer head. Salute.